Hello there, I'm Kafi Khan and welcome back to my Android tutorials. In the previous video, we saw some applications of fragments. We implemented a multi-pane application. If you haven't watched the video, please watch it. In today's video, we'll be talking about notifications. So, what is a notification? Notification is a message that Android displays to provide user with reminders and messages, and on click, it opens the application. Normally, it's visible in the status bar as left-aligned icons. And when we swipe down the notification drawer, it expands the notification and views more details like message, title, the time when notification was generated. And some notifications provide action button which performs some action without even opening the application, for example, replying to a message. So, let's see some different components of notification. Label 1 represents small icon. This is a required field and it can be set using the function setSmallIcon. Label 2 represents app name. This is generated by the Android operating system. Label 3 is timestamp. This is also generated by the OS, but we can override it by using the function setWhen. Label 4 represents large icon. This is an optional field and it is used to represent user avatars for communication or message notifications, and it can be set by using the function setLargeIcon. Label 5 represents title. This is also an optional field and can be set by using the function setContentTitle. Label 6 represents text. This is an optional field and can be set by using the function setContentText. And last, action buttons represented by label 7. These represent some buttons which perform actions like replying to a message, sharing the notification, etc. etc. So, let's get started. Let's create a new project. Let's call our project Notifications Demo. Let's hit the next button. Again, we're gonna keep our minimum SDK as 15Y so that we can run our application on almost 100% of the devices running Android in the world. Let's hit the next button. Let's start with an empty activity. And let's name our first activity as main activity. And let's hit the finish button. The Android Studio is building our project, so let's wait. So our project's built and it's ready to go. So what we're trying to achieve here is we'll make a small application with a button, and whenever a user hits this button, a notification will be generated. So let's start with the user interface first, and let's just close this. Okay, so coming to the layout file, let's just get rid of this constraint layout. Let's use a linear layout. Let's provide the orientation, say vertical. And let's get rid of this text view. Let's create a button. Height wrap content, let's give it an ID. So ID, btn, say create notification. So create notif. Okay, let's provide a text. So let's go to our strings.xml file. So resource, values, string.xml. Let's create a string here. So string, say label btn create notif. So let's just give it a text, create notif. Okay, so coming back to our layout file, let's pass this here. So text, label, and our layout file is ready. Let's just bring it here. Okay, so as you can see, we've got a button. So coming to the functionality part, which is our Java file. So we need a reference of this button, so let's create one. So private button btn create notif. Let's initialize it. So btn create notif is equal to find view by id, r.id, and btn create notif. A button instance is declared and initialized. Let's set an on-click listener. So btn create notif. Well, a button is declared and initialized, so let's add an on-click listener. So btn create notif dot set on-click listener, new on-click listener. Well, just for a quick recap, so set on-click listener is an inbuilt function of Android. So what it does is whenever this view is clicked, so anything inside this on-click function will be called. So here what we want is we want to generate a notification. So let's do that. So to create a notification, we need to initialize a class notification compat builder. So let's do that. So notification compat dot builder, let's call it builder, is equal to new notification compat builder, and let's pass the context. So let's create a context object here. So private context, and let's initialize it. So context is equal to this. Let's just use it here. So context. As you can see, it's showing striked off. So what it means is this is deprecated. So I know that right now I'm just showing you the previous version. Actually, in the latest version, that is in Android Oreo, they introduced new ways to generate notification and a lot more new ways to show notification. So we'll come back to that in another video. Right now, I'm just gonna give you a look and feel of how to create a notification. Okay, so let's just ignore that for now. Well, our notification builder object is ready, so let's start customizing it. So builder dot set, say small icon. So r dot drawable dot IC launcher background. Okay, let's provide it with a title. So builder dot set title, set content title. So let's say test title. So test title. Similarly, let's define the text or description. So builder dot set content text. Let's call it test description. So test description. Well, and I guess that should be all. Well, our notification builder class is ready. So all we gotta do is just create the notification. For that, we need to create an instance of another class, notification manager. So let's do that. So notification manager, let's call it manager, is equal to context.get system services. And let's pass it here. So context.notification service. And we need to typecast it because it returns an object, but we need a notification manager. So explicit typecasting. So notification manager. Well, our object is ready, so let's use it. So manager dot notify, 0, comma, our builder was builder, so builder dot build. I'll tell you what this 0 is right now, but for now let's build our application and see what we've created. Well, our application is ready, so let's see what we've developed. So let's open Wiser, and as you can see, our application is running and we've got a button, so let's click on it. And as you can see, it's on the top, a notification is visible on the top left corner. Let's slide down the notification drawer. So as you can see, our notification is here, test title, test description. Well, let's click on the button again. No new notification, it's the same. Well, so now coming to this 0 part. So for every notification, we need a unique ID. So let's create unique ID so that we can see multiple notifications. Okay, so let's create a variable, integer, say notif count. So private int notif count is equal to, say 0, and let's just pass it here instead of 0, and let's update it. Well, let's run our application again and see what happens. Well, our application is ready, so let's see. Let's click on the create notification button. So as you can see, 1 box is visible. Now 2 boxes are visible. Now 3. Now 4, and again 1. So as you can see, we've got 4 notifications. So it's acting like a notification group. And if we swipe it, so it will show our full notifications. Let's click on a notification. So nothing happens. So let's add an on-click listener for this. Well, to add that on-click listener, we have to set another value, content intent. So let's do that. So builder.set content intent, and as you can see, it requires a pending intent. So let's create an intent first. So intent, let's call it intent is equal to new intent. So it requires context and your target activity. Let's use main activity here. So main activity dot class. So we gotta pass this intent to a pending intent. So let's create an instance for that. So pending intent, let's call it pending intent is equal to, so pending intent dot get activity. So it requires 4 parameters: context, request code, intent, and flags. So let's pass the context. So context, request code, let it be 0 for now. Let's pass our intent here, so intent, and let's keep the flags 0. Okay, and let's pass that pending intent here. So pending intent, and we're ready to go. Let's build our application and see what happens. Well, our application is up and running. Let's see. Let's click on the create notification button. As you can see, our notification is visible. Let's click again, and we've got 3 notifications. And if we click on any one, so it opened my notification again. It opened my notification application again. Again, if I click, it again is open. So it again opens it. So if I click back, I'm coming back to the previous instance. So if I click back, I'm coming back to the previous instance. And as you can see, these notifications aren't going on click. I have to manually remove these. So for that, we can set another attribute here. So builder.set auto cancel. So we just have to put it true. So now whenever we click on it, it'll go off automatically. Well, that's all for notification, folks. If you have any doubts, any queries, feel free to drop a comment and we'll go through it. See you in the next video.